Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Asahi Shimbun, Polish President Naraki announced that Poland is stripping Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky of its highest award, the Order of the White Eagle. The move comes amid a deepening historical dispute between the two neighboring nations. The clash was triggered by a presidential decree issued by Zelensky on May 26, which bestowed the honorary title Heroes of the UAPA on a Ukrainian Special Operations Unit. The UAPA, or Ukrainian Insurgent Army, is regarded in Ukraine as a force that fought for independence during World War II. However, Poland's parliament has officially designated the group as accomplices in the genocide of Polish citizens, making it a long-standing source of tension. In a statement, President Naraki expressed deep disappointment over the decision to glorify the UAPA, emphasizing that while history should not block the future, a good future must be built on truth. The medal had been awarded to Zelensky 3 years ago by former Polish President Duda. According to a report by Lianhe Zhao, U.S. intelligence officials have revealed that despite a recent ceasefire memorandum of understanding reached between the United States and Iran, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is highly likely to continue military operations against Lebanese Hezbollah. Netanyahu faces immense domestic pressure to respond to Hezbollah's ongoing attacks on northern Israel. Although Israel agreed to an immediate ceasefire following the cancellation of subsequent U.S.-Iran talks in Switzerland, the Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Mike Herzog, emphasized that Israeli forces will remain stationed in southern Lebanon and will not compromise on security. The U.S.-Iran memorandum, which calls for an immediate ceasefire across all fronts, is highly unpopular within Israel. Critics argue that it fails to address Iran's missile threat, requires the withdrawal of U.S. troops, and severely restricts Israel's military options. U.S. officials warn that continued Israeli military action could disrupt delicate diplomatic negotiations between the U.S. and Iran aimed at resolving the Iranian nuclear issue and securing a permanent peace agreement. According to a report by Lianhe Zhao, U.S. media outlet Axios reported on Friday, June 19th, that U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy, Stephen Witkoff, is traveling to Switzerland to initiate the first round of negotiations with Iran regarding a potential nuclear agreement. Additionally, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner is reportedly already in Switzerland. This development comes after the sudden, last-minute cancellation of subsequent negotiations that were originally scheduled to begin in Switzerland on Friday, following the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran. The unexpected cancellation had initially cast a shadow over the prospects of peace. However, later that same day, Israel and the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah agreed to a ceasefire, signaling a positive shift in regional dynamics and providing a more favorable backdrop for the upcoming diplomatic talks between the U.S. and Iran. According to Gigi Press, Belgian physicist and Nobel laureate François Englert passed away on June 18th in Uccle, Brussels, at the age of 93, as announced by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, and other institutions. Born in Etterbeek, Brussels, Englert co-authored a groundbreaking paper in 1964 with a colleague at the Université Libre de Bruxelles. This theoretical work explained the mechanism by which subatomic particles acquire mass. British physicist Peter Higgs independently proposed a similar theory around the same time. This theoretical framework eventually led to the discovery of the Higgs boson, often dubbed the God particle, which explains why matter has mass. In recognition of this monumental contribution to physics, Englert and Peter Higgs were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2013. According to a report by 9 News, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to restart war with Iran just days after a controversial peace deal was signed, giving Iran a 60-day ultimatum to finalize a new agreement. The threat comes amid rising regional tensions as Iranian hardliners push to close the strategic Strait of Hormuz once again. Meanwhile, scheduled peace negotiations in Switzerland between U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and an Iranian delegation have been indefinitely postponed due to renewed violence in the Israel-Lebanon conflict. Tensions escalated further following a social media post by Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, who declared that all of Lebanon must burn in response to the deaths of 4 Israeli soldiers. Iranian Foreign Minister Said Abbas Araghchi fiercely condemned the comments, calling the Israeli leadership a genocidal death cult and a threat to humanity. Additionally, UK Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper denounced Ben-Gvir's statement as horrendous and abhorrent. The situation remains highly volatile as hardline elements in Iran call for the immediate closure of the vital shipping route. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.